Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another rally tournament out in the snow. We're heading to Fortune Island. We've not actually done this particular route beforehand, and we're going to be using a selection of, modern and retro rally cars, I believe. It gives it an excuse to have a run with some of the new Celicas and various other vehicles around the place as well. Don't worry about the misformed grid. It will sort itself out. Cars are slightly jittery, lagging about. We're going to get them ready and we will send them on their way. They should all judder themselves back into position. They kind of did. So, this route is a long run towards the first corner, a big jump for the cars, and then a very big braking zone, a very important place. You get it right here. Sleek is very wide, but he's going to get a half-decent exit through there. The Escort's not had a great start in all of this. Subaru is battling away with the Renault 5 through these next couple of corners. Now, we have a vehicle parked on the apex because this is a really difficult corner to see to stop too much in the way of corner cutting. The Celica's gone very, very wide, although it looks like it might still just about get a good enough drive off of the corner. Now, top two are going to make it through to the next round in this one. I'm not quite sure where the Subaru's got. It actually lost all of its speed all the way through that section here as we head up towards this next corner. Celica is going to keep hold of the lead through there. The Escort's having a torrid time in this particular race. Now, we're going up towards the last little section for these cars. So we head off to the right-hand side here, as the Renault has a big dive up the inside to make that pass stick for second place. Past and through the, around the fences we go, up towards this jump, and this will be the last straight for the vehicles. There's the line there. Across the line for the Celica. Renault 5 comes home in second. Subaru is in third. Now, there is still a chance for these cars further down as the Escort crosses the line in fourth. There will be a spanner final. There's a chance for redemption. However, the Celica and the Renault 5 are through to the next round. So, I'm up in the next heat. We have got my Celica GT4, we've got a Subaru Legacy, and we have a couple of the more modern cars, an Evo 10 and an Evo 8 or 9, I don't know. The rules for the builds on these are A-Class, they're allowed to be all-wheel drive if they aren't from standard, but they have to use standard engines. So everything is running the engine that the car started with, no sneaky V8 Evos. I have a very quick one. There is a rock a little bit, I'm hoping that's not going to affect me too much. More in the way of Clark. There will be a go command in a second, a little bit of moving from the Legacy. So my Celica is okay, but it does seem to struggle a little bit with top end. It's kind of got a little bit crappy sort of mid-range, and then the top end isn't actually too bad. Got to get stopped for turn one. Turn one is horrible at this track. It's half the fun, but it is tough. Oh, we got a little bump from the Evo 10 as we're busy trying to sneak our way. We're still stuck on the outside of the Evo 10, looking for a way past. Can we make something happen through here? We're still going to be on that wide line, although it is going to be the inside through this next section. We're trying to give each other space while I'm desperately trying to get past. I want to try to scarpe away from the Legacy. I'm worried about the Legacy. I'm worried about the Evos. I'm worried about everything. I'm not sold on my Celica being an amazing car. However, we have got to the lead of this heat through persistence at the start of this one, which is always good news. Now, we haven't got too much further to go. I just see the red bumper of Liam's Evo behind us. Is anything going to have a fight? I mean, this is one of your best overtaking spots on the circuit if you've got the straight line speed to do anything about the car ahead. They've got to try and get stopped. We get assistance into the braking zone through there, but it's not wide enough to give us any sort of grief here. We are going to be, by the looks of it, clear. I'm not sure who's going to get second in this one. We are across the line. We are through. It looks like the Evo 10 got it just by a nose. Bloody hell, that was mayhem at the end. Good race. Good heat. I'm glad we got past when we did. I did not want to be in the midst of that. That was a manic battle. What a fight. What a qualifying round. This, I think, is a good route, and I think is going to be a good tournament. So, we are on to the third and final of the heats. We have got Subaru Impreza, Ford Focus, Ford Escort Cosworth, and we have another one of the Evos lined up, ready to take on this course. The Subaru, I know, is very quick off the line. The Subaru is very quick launching. I don't know how good it's going to be around the rest of the course. There we go. Actually, a good jump from the Focus Ford quicker than I expected. The Escort got a little bit left behind, although quite even between all four of them as we head towards this first corner. It's such a big jump for the cars. The Subaru is on the inside as everybody gets on the brakes. Focus wide, although that wide line is working quite nicely through all of there. Focus is going to lead the way from Impreza. Now, the Evo we know, or we've heard, is very powerful, but that will mean Sacrifice probably is quite heavy. Might not have the grip for the twisty stuff. The Evo's not stopping. The Evo took the Focus with it. Escort's very sideways through all of that. The Evo just could not get slowed down. Ford a little bit unlucky, however, does slot back into a second position as the Subaru is going to lead the way through these next couple of corners. Now, it does look like there's a bit of a gap back to the Evo, although the Evo has got monstrous straight line speed for that latter run towards the final section. Maybe it will fire past them as the Focus is having a battle against the Subaru here. Down this next section we go. Will the Evo be close enough to use all of that power? Can it stop at the end of this course, though, at the end of this straight with all of that power? Because the brakes aren't great in it, as we've seen already. Oh, the Subaru made a little mistake. The Focus is trying to get underneath. Evo did not get stopped that well, not as bad as before. As we head around these next couple of corners, it does look like we're going to have Subaru taking a victory, unless there's a sudden burst of speed. There isn't. Subaru is going to jump and take the victory ahead of the Focus. The Evo is very fast, but the brakes are a problem in that one, as everything just goes shooting back up the hill. And there we have it. Subaru is through. Evo is not, and the Focus makes it through in second. Did a little bit bump along the way. Another very, very good race, though. So, we have got the Spanner final already on the grid. The Evos haven't had the best of luck. Apparently, Liam hit the fence on the run to the finish line. That's how, or the sort of couple of corners before the finish line, how the Evo dropped down in my heat. We're going to see what happens. We know the 22B is not very quick down the straights, but it is a very good handling car. We will send this lot on their way. It's a good start from the Evo on the outside. Now watch for that Evo. It has got a lot of power. The Legacy gets a really good run. The 22B is going to be further back by the time we get to turn one, but that's fine. It's all about the handling as they get stopped for the first corner. Very, very wide for the Escort. Oh, it's gone wrong for the white and blue Escort out there. The green car is now fighting back in the middle of a three wide. Legacy leads from Evo, and then Impreza, although the Escort's going to get to the inside and might make this pass stick through this next corner. Oh, that's very, very wide for one of the Evos as we go three wide. This is a narrow, twisty bit. You don't really want to be three wide through if you can particularly help it. Legacy continues to fend off the advances of the Mitsubishis as we head around these next couple of corners. There's a little bit of a bump between a couple of cars. The Legacy has just got to keep this one clean now. It's looking good for that Subaru. If it can keep it clean down this next straight, it is in a strong position. Here comes the 22B. 22B is surrounded by Evos. Are we going to see? Oh, you might go for the inside, a little bit bump in midair. The thing is for third, though, this won't get you into the semi-final. You need second if you're going to make it. They're both running way too deep through there. The Legacy actually is really struggling through this next section. It doesn't quite have the grip, but it might not matter if it's got the acceleration here. It does look like it's going to be very close, actually, between these two, but the Legacy wins it from the Evo. 22B holds on to third ahead of, again, I know they're 8s or 9s or something. Something along those lines. They go through. That was another really good race. Unlucky for the Escort, it got a little bit boxed out. Had a really good start, but just got boxed out in that manic battle. It was a damn good race. The Legacy and Liam's Evo will make it through to the next round. So we are on to the semi-finals. We have got, well, it's kind of a modern affray we have occurring here with a Celica. Throw it in to the mix. So we've got one of the older of the Celica GT4s, so the Evo 10, the Impreza, and the Evo something or other, 8 or 9, whatever version that one is. However, it's there. It's ready to go. I don't know what to expect from this lot, to be honest with you. We will send them. We will get them ready, and then we will launch them on their way. Overtaking is difficult around here, but not as hard as some of the routes that we have used, as we've seen in rounds so far. Poor start for the Evo in this one, as it's going to sit a little bit further back. The 10 is going to lead the way towards turn 1. Oh, the 10's not stopped! The Evo 10's gone! The Evo 10 is out of it. It could not get slowed down. We were wondering if we were going to see somebody off the cliff at turn 1. It is so easy to do here, and that's unfortunate. It was a good start for the Evo 10 as well, but it has run too deep into turn 1 and gone a little bit exploring. Now we are side by side. Celica trying to fend off that Impreza. It is now, 3 cars in this one. The top 2 will make it through to the next round, so this is an important battle for all of them. The Evo's way too far across the inside. You actually hit some deep snow through there. You really struggle to get any momentum on the exit of the corner. Celica's doing well up at the front of the field here as we head around the next hairpin. The weather is starting to come in. I think we have some spectacular conditions for the next semi-final. Will that Evo have anything left to challenge the Subaru towards these last few corners? The Subaru's going to defend. Subaru's on the tight line. Can it get it stopped? It can. The Evo's trying to get underneath, but it's in the fences and just doesn't get a good run up the hill. It's not really where you wanted to put the car. The Celica brushes the fences a smidge through here as well. You don't want to. You lose a lot of speed, or you can lose a fair bit of speed doing that. As we run up the hill, though, it's going to be Celica from Subaru from the Evo. The Toyota and Impreza make it through. The 2 Evos did not have a good time as the weather now does really start to come in. I don't know if the 10... There's the 10. It got going again from its escapade off the cliff. Someone was going to do it. It's unlucky it happened then. The weather is being impressive while we're trying to go rally. But there we have it. Celica and Impreza are through to the next round. So, we are on to the second of the semi-finals. Can I repeat a surprisingly good performance from my Celica in that first round? I'm against the Legacy, the Focus, and the Renault 5. I'm a little bit worried about the Renault 5. It's small and light. It's quite a lot lighter than my chunky Celica. It's also a massive lightning storm and some snow going on. It's certainly dramatic conditions that we find ourselves in for this one. It's going to be a spectacular semi-final. Here we go. We are off and underway. The Renault is going to get a good start on the outside. No, it doesn't actually. The Renault struggles a little bit getting off the line. We are side by side with the Legacy down towards turn 1 as we all get on the brakes. Oh, we get a little bit of assistance through there. We stay ahead of that Ford. The Renault 5 is underneath, but it's going to be on the outside through here, and it's a difficult place to be on the outside because all the cars naturally drift wide through that section. You naturally get quite a lot of understeer. There's also an icy patch somewhere that can really catch you out if you aren't careful. Right, let's try and chase down that Ford as best we can in all of this. I don't want to look behind. I'm a little bit worried about what I'm going to see. We're just going to be laser focused on, the Ford. Yes, pun intended, that time around. Don't want to go too far on the inside. Not only do I not want to cut the corner, these snowbanks around there, like the deep snow, you are slower in. We've got Legacy all over the back of us. Now, we know the Subaru, I think, is a little quicker than I am down these straights, so we may have to defend at the bottom of the course. The Legacy's never stopping that. Oh, it does. The Legacy actually made that one work around the outside. Oh, there was a little bit of a bump from me in that one, I will be honest. It still, I think, beat us up the hill. Oh, God. Somehow, we've still got some drive in that. As we come up across the line, we just... we just made it work. I don't know how the Legacy got it stopped. I was a little bit too early on the brakes in all of that. And as we were battling through those S-bends, we did end up giving it a little bit of I actually really thought it was just going to power through that section. It just didn't quite get the drive in the secondary part of that. I'm a little concerned for my Celica's performance. We are through, but it's by the skin of our teeth. We may struggle in the final. We're going to give it a damn good shot, though. So, here we are in the grand final of this. 2 Celicas did make it through. We're up against the Focus that's looked mighty quick. The Impreza is here as well. Should be a good battle. I mean, I think I am a little bit underpowered, really, if I'm honest with you. I don't think I am in the best position. The weather is starting to clear up here, at least. That is something for this one. Here we go. We're going to have to hope for maybe mistakes from other cars as we get off the line. Actually, a very even jump between all 4 of us here. We are going to fall into line a little bit behind the Focus as we head towards turn 1. Now, my goal... Oh, the other Celica's gone very, very deep. My goal is to take that corner neat. Side up the inside, which we do. We're going to try and not go exploring too much. That might be what makes the difference in this. That's what I'm kind of hoping for anyway. As we head around the Escort corner marker. I mean, we're a lot closer to the Focus than we were last time around. Can we be neat and tidy through this section? Actually, a little bit too far across the inside on that one. You Oh, we have such a horrible, like, bobble when you almost get back to where you're supposed to be. I'm actually on all sorts of bumps here. We're having a lot of trouble. Is there going to be a Celica up the inside? Almost. Don't quite know where the Subaru's gone. Oh, the Subaru's a little further back in all of that. Come on. I cannot catch the focus. The focus is just so quick down here. Now, we were a little bit cowardly on the brakes. We do have a bit better top end. We've actually flown up to the back of it a smidge down here. We're almost hoping that the focus runs wide. I can't match the other Celica. That is around the outside. That is a brilliant, brilliant pass that I do not have the grip to fight with. The focus isn't very good at this final section. However, it doesn't matter. We got a good run up the hill. It's not going to be enough. The focus wins it. Celica will take second. The Celicas get second and third. That was a damn good pass. That was a damn good pass indeed. I just can't carry quite the corner speed. It's a little too heavy, my Celica. In this field, in this battle, it is a little bit too heavy. The focus is bloody good, I have to say. The focus is really, really good. Ewan's car will take victory over there. It was a hell of a battle for second. Between us. I don't quite know what happened to Longbow. Lost a little bit of time early on. We're starting to catch back up at the end, but it's just too little too late around here. But there we have it. On the snowy Fortune Island rally stage, the Ford Focus is the one that would take victory. My Celica actually did a bit better than I thought it was going to. It was a lot more competitive in that race than I feared it might end up being. So that was good. But yeah, in the end, just couldn't quite do some of the twisty stuff as well as others. There we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.